Good morning, everybody. It's Bobby at the Paper Jungle. I have a really cute card for you today. This is a Thanksgiving card, and I have made a pumpkin, and this is made with the scalloped ovals. And then I've just stamped a banner here from Basket of Wishes. It is this one, Giving Thanks for the Blessings of You. And then I used, from Botanical Blooms, I used the leaf, this one here, and I also had the framelits, and this is the veining for it. So I used that, and then on the inside I used this little tiny leaf spray from Love and Affection to put a border on the inside. And then there's plenty of room here to write your message, or you can stamp another sentiment if you want to. We have a big Thanksgiving get-together at our church every year. All the members and the family and friends get together for a pitch-in, and it's just an awesome day. And we're going to use this for our invitations to print the date and the time, but for the purpose of the video I left it blank. But it just turned out real pretty, so I wanted to show you how to make this card. So this one is with Crumb Cake, but if you don't have that, Tip Top Taupe is a real close alternate that you can use. So what you need to do is on your layering circles is take scallop, and I have numbered them from the smallest out to the largest, so I used number 4, and I cut 2 of the scallops, and then one of them we're going to have to cut in half, and we're going to sponge those here in a minute. But you also need a scrap. Actually, I have Tip Top Taupe here. I thought I had Crumb Cake, but I don't. This is Tip Top Taupe. This scrap is Crumb Cake. You can see the difference, and I used this for the little stem at the top right here. So the card base is 4.25 by 11, scored in half at 5.5, and then again at 2 3/4, so it folds back on itself. Okay, now we need to sponge this, so we might as well do that and get it out of the way. I just want to sponge the edges of it. We'll get all our sponging over with. Let me move this out of the way. I don't want ink all over it. Whoops. And I don't want to drop everything on the floor either, do I? But I dropped some of it. There we go. Okay. So let's sponge this. And I've got a small sponge here, and the Crumb Cake, I think, is what I brought in. Yeah, but it'll work fine. And I just want to lightly sponge around the edges just to give it a little definition. I don't want a lot of color on it. Okay, it doesn't take too terribly long. I always start off the edge, otherwise you'll get a circular spot on there from the sponge, and you don't want that. So just start off the edge of your paper and use real light pressure. And we're coming around to the beginning again. And then when you close it, you'll want to lightly do this edge as well, since that is the front. Okay, that's enough of that. Get rid of the Crumb Cake, and we'll set this aside. And on the pumpkin pie, and I bet I left my green in there, didn't I? That's alright. And I'm going to use a dauber for this, because I just want a tiny bit of color on the edges of this scallop. And the sponge is a little bit larger than what I need. Okay, there's that piece. Oops, made a mark. Won't be terribly obvious. Okay, and then on the whole piece, which is going to be the center, we'll go all the way around the outside. And then lightly just feather your color kind of in a C shape. Not really a C, just across the edges a little bit so it stays kind of lighter in the center. Oops. Hard to hang on to. Kind of like that. See how it's lighter in the middle? And then these will fit around the outside. Okay, and for the leaves, I stamped them on mint macaron. And I left my mint macaron in the other room. But I'll show you. I went ahead and did them for the sake of the video. But what I did was, I took the mint macaron. I'll just stamp it here on this scrap paper. Whoops. And I used this large leaf. And this one is from, well, I showed you, it's from here, this one, and then the veining. So if you stamp off on the background stamp, like so, and then stamp there for your cutout, and then stamp full strength with the veining, and put it right up over the center. See how you get that? Here's the finished one. And it lightens up as it dries. It's a little bit darker when it's wet, but as it dries it lightens up, and then when you stamp the full strength vein on it, it shows up really good. And then this is the tiny leaf that I used for the inside from Love and Affection. So those are the 3 leaf stamps. Okay, we get rid of this ink and this ink. We're weeding out stuff here. I had so much laying here in the beginning. Okay, now for our little stem, we're going to use this tree trunk here, and this is the, is this the Tree Builder, I think? I think it is. Anyway, if you put this in from the side, we just want this end of it. We don't need the whole thing. So I just had a piece of scrap. So I'm going to punch that. And that's Crumb Cake. And then just take a marker, any that you happen to have, and just draw a little curvature at the end of it. Just like so. And then just kind of feather it out a little bit like that. And then I went along the edges with my marker. Just to give it a little bit more definition. Kind of angle it towards the front a little bit, and you'll get a little bit more color on it. Okay, so that'll be our stem for the top. So now what we need to do is, well, let's go ahead and put our inside piece in. It should be dry. I did it ahead so I could adhere it to the Glimmer paper, and I don't like to waste it, so I cut out the center piece, and I'll use it on something else later. Okay, we're gonna put this down with Tombow on the inside, and it's just barely gonna leave a border. Try not to get glue all over me. I normally do. There's just a thin stripe of the brown of the tip-top taupe showing. Okay. And we'll close that. Got a bump, yes. Let me give this a good crease. I don't think I did when I first started. Okay. So now our pumpkin. And we're going to use the snail. Helps if you open it, doesn't it? Okay, and we're going to put these one behind each side, and it doesn't matter if the bottom hangs down a little bit, which it probably will. Mine always does, because you're going to have leaves down there that hide it, but you want the pieces to stick out on the side so it looks like the curve of a pumpkin. Okay, and then we're going to put the stem up here at the top, and we're just going to stick that down. Make sure I've got plenty of snail back here for my leaf. And then we want to put one leaf. My adhesive's kind of showing a little bit. I'm going to roll it back with my finger. And we'll have one leaf sticking out here. Now we can put this on the card. And I'm just going to do it with, I think I'll do Tombow, not Snail. I'm afraid it won't hold it down good enough. I think I did the first one with the one for my sample. I think I did it with Snail. But the ones we're doing for the church are all Tombow, so I don't want them to come apart after we give them to somebody. Okay, so we're going to place our pumpkin here. And our little sentiment goes at the top. I got a little bit extra glue there. Let me wipe that off. Okay, and I just kind of put it at an angle at the top. And then we have 2 more leaves for the front. And I'm going to use Snail on those. To put them together. And just kind of crisscross them a little bit. And we'll put that down at the base of the pumpkin. See what I mean? It covers any overlap there at the bottom. And then we've got one leaf left. And I started to put a dimensional on that, but I thought, well, through the mail it might not hold up well, so. And then I just put the last leaf right there. So there you go. That's your Thanksgiving card with a handmade pumpkin. Isn't that cute? I hope you enjoy this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.